Ever wonder what the largest campaign of the Pacific War? The Battle of Okinawa, fought from April 1st to June 22nd, 1945, was the largest and one of the bloodiest campaigns of the Pacific War during World War II. This battle involved a massive combined force of American and Allied troops fighting against the Japanese Imperial Army across land, air, and sea, and it was a critical step towards the eventual Allied victory over Japan. Okinawa, the largest of the Ryukyu Islands, was strategically important due to its proximity to the Japanese mainland. Capturing Okinawa would provide the Allies with a base for launching air raids on Japan, and potentially serve as a staging area for a planned invasion of the Japanese home islands. The battle began on April 1st, 1945, with a massive amphibious landing by the U.S. 10th Army, which included both Army and Marine Corps divisions. Initially, the landing encountered little resistance, but this was a strategic move by the Japanese, who had fortified their positions inland, preparing for a prolonged and deadly defense. The Japanese defenders, numbering around 100,000, employed a strategy of deeply entrenched positions, cave networks, and strong defensive lines. The battle turned into a brutal and slow-moving struggle, with U.S. forces facing fierce resistance as they advanced through difficult terrain. The fighting was characterized by intense artillery barrages, close-quarters combat, and the use of flamethrowers and explosives to clear out fortified positions. In addition to the ground fighting, the Battle of Okinawa saw significant naval and air engagements. The Japanese launched kamikaze, suicide, attacks against the Allied fleet, causing heavy damage and sinking several ships. The Allies responded with extensive air raids and naval bombardments to support the ground troops and weaken Japanese defenses. The battle also had a devastating impact on the civilian population of Okinawa, with of civilians caught in the crossfire, forced into hiding, or coerced into suicide by the Japanese military. After nearly 3 months of intense fighting, the Allies finally secured Okinawa on June 22, 1945, but at a tremendous cost. American forces suffered over 12,000 deaths and more than 36,000 wounded, while Japanese military casualties exceeded 100,000, with many more civilians dead. The Battle of Okinawa was one of the deadliest in the Pacific War and foreshadowed the potential human cost of an invasion of Japan. The heavy casualties on both sides and the fierce resistance of the Japanese military contributed to the U.S. decision to use atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki later that year, leading to Japan's surrender and the end of World War II. The battle remains a poignant reminder of the brutal realities of war and the immense sacrifices made during the conflict. If you found this video useful, like and follow for more.